Right.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Daughters of the Road podcast. In this space, we envision cultivating a community that inspires, empowers, and supports women in the motorsports culture. We seek to engage in seeking lifelong adventure, creating perpetual bonds between sisters, and honing in on the skills necessary for navigation throughout life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Brandy.
And we are
Daughters of the Road.
We are so pumped to kick off this adventure with Penny Osiecki of Lucky Penny Marketing. She's been instrumental in creating successful marketing and advertising campaigns since the early 90s in the motorcycle space.
She's helped launch Barnett's magazine as the advertising director. She's helped facilitate and grow many successful events ranging from Las Vegas BikeFest to the Bagger Racing League, and now works alongside B-Twin Visionary.
Heck yeah.
Welcome, Penny.
Thank you, guys. I am so honored to be here and just happy, being in the motorcycle industry for so many years and seeing you guys here. I just respect the heck out of you guys. I really do. You guys are amazing. Brandy, she has really gotten me back on the road again. There was not a time that I didn't ride, but I wasn't riding as much. And this chick over here, inspired the heck out of me to get back on my bike again. So
I love that.
I love this generation and me being involved with you guys. It really is quite amazing. So thanks for having me.
Yes.
And we feel the same way, Penny. We
Right.
look up to you more than you even know.
Yeah, thanks. I just do what I love.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the whole point of it, really. Mm-hmm. And we really we were thinking long and hard about who we wanted to have first, and we were like, who sets the tone for, just really creating empowerment through women in motorcycles. And we were like, okay, well, yeah, we can bring on somebody that's our age. Cool, that's awesome. There's so many badasses out there, but who really paved that way, Who really set the road for us to follow along? And I feel like that was definitely you. Ever since I came to Vegas, I was so stoked to see you out there killing it. Not even just in Vegas, but beyond. And then riding an FXR, and I'm like, who the hell is this chick? That's rad.
Well, you will see me on an FXR until I'm 100 years old,
I hope we can say the same thing one day.
Oh, you will. Trust me, you will. You will.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the industry is small, really. If you think about it, and we're all friends.
Yeah.
And we all have this passion. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, we're just a whole different breed.
Mm-hmm.
Not just riders, but, taking it even down further into the motorcycle industry. We understand each other. We get each other, and we're family. We really are. It is a very close-knit group in this industry.
Definitely.
And to see how it's evolved from the mid-90s until now is crazy cool. And I love the fact that I've gotten to see all the changes that have happened throughout these years,
Yeah, we really want to dive into that. That was one of our questions, was what was that like? Being in the industry in the 90s. I was just born in the 90s. What?
Shut up. I'm gonna date myself. Okay. When I first started working, my history really started at Peterson Publishing Company with Motorcyclist, Sport Rider, and Dirt Rider. And I'm not kidding you, fax machines were new, right?
That's awesome.
And getting, there was no social media.
Yeah.
It was so different. And there weren't a whole lot of women riding. Mm-hmm. So there was nowhere to scream volumes, look at me, I'm on a motorcycle and I'm a girl, You just did it because you loved it. So Art Friedman, he was the editor of Motorcycle Cruiser magazine. He knew that I wanted to ride, and he's like, I know, let's have you take the course and write about it. I'm like, perfect. I'm not a good writer. I'm more of a salesperson than I am, but I'll do that. So I took the course, and man, it was so cool to be out on the road and people be like, oh my God, that's a girl on her motorcycle, because it just really wasn't as relevant yet, But now, like we're talking, to see women, so many women. And I think that's the coolest thing for me, to have gone from, 94 until now, and see the movement of women riders. It's just so freaking cool.
Yeah.
I love it. And your generation, man, you grab it by the balls. You don't just, you go for it, Long distance riding is a thing. And you guys do it, man. Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think the highlight of my being in the industry was all the motorcycles that I got to test ride. Because back in the day, not being social media, it was, you got to have the bike for a while, take pictures, and then it would end up in a magazine.
I bet it was a lot harder to get credibility back then. Like, you would have to literally show, like, men, like, hey, look, I am a woman. I can do this. You can trust me.
You would.
Because I bet they didn't. Am I right?
Oh, no, you're spot on. You're spot on. I went on a American Iron Horse test ride in Texas one year. I was the only woman there, okay, to test ride. They're long-ass choppers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was Dave Nichols. It was Chris Maida. He used to be the editor of American Iron. Frank Keisler from Hot Rod Bikes. All these people. But I was the only girl. So I get on a chopper. Man, I can do this. Fuck yeah, I can do this. Of course I can do this. I was literally sick to my stomach. I'm 5'2" on a good day, right?
Yeah.
We had to do U-turns on these choppers in the middle of the road. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
And I did it. And the guys all came up to me and they're like, damn, you can ride. I'm like,
duh.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Of course I can,
Right.
So but going back to that, yeah, you did have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
It was a lot different.
Yeah.
There weren't as many women, and you had to wait until it was on the pages of a magazine, or you were at an event riding side by side with them to gain that credibility. There was no, oh, cool, I'm going to post this. It just didn't exist.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's so easy now to, like, put a picture of you on your motorcycle on, like, Instagram and be like, I'm a rider.
Right? It is.
Yeah, and then you just define yourself right there.
Right,
but it's like
do.
back then you were like,
yeah.
damn, I gotta cross some waters here.
I'll never forget. I was at the Laughlin River Run with my husband and some other people, and we're riding back from Laughlin to L.A. And this guy decides to tag along, and he's one of those guys, just going in and out. I'm like, whatever, we're just cruising, and we stop to get gas. And he comes up to me, he's like, I was trying to get your attention. I'm like, why? He goes, I just wanted to make sure you were really a chick riding that motorcycle. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you look just like a guy when you ride. And I'm like, what? What do you do I take that as a compliment?
Yeah, like, what do you take of that?
Yeah, you ride as good as a guy. And I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
Like, cool, thank you. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny that they underestimate most of the time. Like, I work in the service department, so I have to, like, run around on these, like, ultras, Road Glide Ultra or something that's, like, I'm tiptoed on one leg. And, and it's like, it doesn't matter to me. I'll ride whatever. But it's just funny because, like, it'll be somebody, like, a customer's bike, and I'm taking it to the back, and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you sure you can handle that? And I'm like, what?
I know.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just funny to see that different perspective, because to us it means not, like, we're just like, oh yeah, like, it's just another motorcycle. Yeah. Like, it doesn't really change anything, the weight of it. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny to see that perspective. It hasn't, like, we know it's changed, but at the same time, there's still an age group of men and women that really think that it's such an anomaly, which is funny.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I worked at a Bartels Harley-Davidson for 2 years in Marina Del Rey. I took a break from publishing for a very short period. And it was the same thing, being a finance and insurance manager back in the day, because that was like 96, 97. Guys coming in, and I would be able to work the floor and sell motorcycles every now and then too. And they'd walk up to me, oh, can I have a sales guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, you got me. What? Back then it was just, and then they enjoyed, working with a female, which was cool.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
they were pretty accepting, especially F&I, money. They
Yeah.
knew the girl, girl's gonna be able to tighten things up and get them financed. So,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat. At the dealership at Red Rock Harley now, we have so many girls on the floor. Like, it's so rad, like, seeing how many women are, like, just, like you said, grabbing it by the balls and freaking going.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really neat.
Definitely. I love to see it for sure. We need more in the service department.
Good luck with that.
I'm trying. But yeah, I want to hear more about the story. Like when you got your first motorcycle, kind of like bring us back to that experience.
So, working at Peterson, I got to test ride and ride a lot of their motorcycles. So I didn't buy one for a couple of years. I was just riding their motorcycles. And at Bartell's, one of the service guys came up to me. His name was Dave Rivera, really cool guy. He comes up to me and goes, there's an FXR in the back, and you got to check it out. I'm like, okay, all right. And I wasn't really familiar with FXRs yet, right? It's like, you got to buy it. It's like, you need a motorcycle. He's a club guy. Oh, okay, all right. So he's like, take it for a ride. Took it for a ride. I'm like, fuck yeah, I got to buy this. I was the finance manager, so
Yeah.
I financed it. It was in 91, and after I got on that, I was like, I hate to say it, but I'm like, I at that point, I didn't want to ride anymore, Kawasaki Vulcans or Suzuki Savages, the little bikes back then, and I ended up buying my 91 FXR and just fell in love with it.
We have a picture, I think, of that, don't we?
Yeah.
It's the first day on the FXR, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here you are.
Woo! Look at
Check
that.
That was Boomer. That was my first FXR. And Dwight Yoakam, that was his all of his metal. Wow. He decided he did not like the color of the blue and gave it back to Bartell's. And Dave Rivera slapped it on that FXR and said, that's even Dwight Yoakam's paint. You need to have that.
Oh, cool.
Wow,
Okay.
That's super cool.
So-
Can we get it up on this screen so the live?
No.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, Derek had a Dyna Y Glide at the time, and that's my husband, and that's all we did was ride. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Rode when you were pregnant, I heard. Tell us about that.
Till I was okay. So the day I found out I was pregnant, I was riding his electric glide, and on my lunch hour, I went and did a blood test, and they called me at work at like 4:55. I got off work at 5 o'clock, and they said, "Hey, congratulations, you're pregnant." I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
pregnant, and it wasn't a surprise, but it was unexpected.
Yeah.
So I get on the electric glide and I'm cruising down Crescent Heights in Hollywood and going home, and a guy decides to make a left in front of me, and he actually slowed down, but he hit me and I landed on my feet.
Oh
Because
my
all I
gosh.
could think of, I'm pregnant. I just found out. So I was kind of, in shock a little. I was lane splitting, and normally I'm fully focused, So he hits me, and I go down, but I land on my feet. And he gets out of his, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Just help me pick up my motorcycle, So he helps me pick it up. And we tweaked the floorboard, and then his license plate fell off. So I'm like, here you go, dude.
Yeah.
Should we call the cops? Should we get the insurance? But no, I'm fine. I just want to get home.
Yeah.
I didn't have the heart to tell him. I just found out I was pregnant. He probably would have passed out, 'cause he
Yeah.
was like white as a ghost. So I got home, and Derek comes home. He's like, how was your day, babe? I'm like, you want the good news or the bad news? He's like, give me the bad news first. I'm like, I got hit on
I'm pregnant.
bike.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's so long, Kristen.
That was good. I needed that right now. That was good. I love it. That was awesome. And I told him I got hit on your bike, but it's all good. We just got to fix the floorboard, whatever. And he goes, what's the good news? I'm like, I'm pregnant. He's like, oh my God. He's like, you're not riding. You're never riding again while you're pregnant. I'm like, yes, I am. And I rode till I was 8 months pregnant, man.
Oh, I love that. Oh, yeah, there's a picture of her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's a good one.
That's so funny because
Look at your barely baby bump.
Yeah, that was, I brought it, that was at Peterson, Billy Bartels, who used to work on Hot Rod Bikes with me. He took that picture because I knew I was going to have to sell it and buy a freaking car because I couldn't afford both at the time, right? I was living in we were in like a 1-bedroom apartment, and the crib was in the living room,
Yeah.
It was bad. But,
you make it work.
But yeah, exactly. But where was I? What was I?
Oh, the good or the bad news. And
Yeah,
Kristen said the bad news.
Bad news.
So
Poor Derek.
So yeah,
Derek's great.
so he said I wasn't going to be able to ride. I'm like, screw that, I'm riding, And I did. I got to work one day, and I was like, I'm maybe 8 months pregnant, 8.5. And I get in the elevator, and I got my helmet. I can't even zip my jacket up anymore, And one of the execs, in a suit is like, what are you going to do with your baby after you have the baby? You don't have a car. I'm like, dude, I got saddlebags. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm messing with you, dude. I would never put my kid in a saddlebag.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Dude.
You put some like blankets in there.
Right.
Like a little puppy carrier.
Just put like a hole at the top of the
Puppy carry.
His head would just come out.
Hey, you never know. We might have a new idea, right?
Yeah. No, that's funny because I always said I would be the world's worst mom because I don't want to give up my lifestyle. So I'm like, if I had a child, like I'd be like strapping it to the back of me, like.
Dude,
I couldn't.
Telling you, it was the hardest transition in my life.
Yeah.
Was going from test riding motorcycles, brand new, well, not brand new because that was 01, but test riding motorcycles to having to drive a freaking Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
My brother's like, oh, trade me your FXR and I'll give you my minivan. I'm like, dude, you will never catch me in a minivan.
It'd be Penny minivan.
Yeah, like, no way.
I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. No. So
What if Penny would have had like 6 kids and a minivan and no motorcycle?
Oh no.
No.
I couldn't imagine that, right?
No. I was always like the black sheep of my family. I was the one that, took kickboxing. I was the one that got in trouble. I was the one that, you know what I mean?
I can relate. Kristen can't.
Yeah, no, I was a good child.
Were you really?
Yeah.
You're making up for it now, right?
Yeah. I know.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I was actually talking to my mom the other day, and she was like, yeah, you were just so quiet. You didn't really cause any trouble, but you did, like, get into a lot of accidents. Like, I drowned once, like, there's all sorts of stories like that, but
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's all she got to worry about, like me just dying, I guess.
Of dying.
Well, after she started riding motorcycles, I'm sure her mom really thought that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I got my motorcycle license, and then the next weekend, like I was 17, I was in high school, so it was the summer going into my senior year. And then I hopped on the bike and rode to Sturgis and back from Florida. So like, yeah, I definitely thought I was gonna die. And I like gave my mom all like my passwords and stuff. And I was like, here you go. Like, if this is my last time. I'm like 17.
Oh God.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing cross country trips and all these crazy trips since then.
Sleeping on park floors and stuff.
Yeah, like, park benches in the middle of the night. You got to do what you got to do.
You do.
But we're definitely different in that. I'm like, I'm going to find a bed. I'm going to find a campground. Kristen, nah.
I'm just a dirtbag.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome.
So who would you rather travel with? on the bench or in a hotel?
Oh no, yeah, whatever.
Well, I didn't have money.
Those
now
days are over. For
yeah,
me now.
right. I mean, now I guess I can afford a hotel room if I wanted to, but like
She would still sleep in the park.
I'd still probably sleep in the park. It's just a different experience, you know. You're on the road. You just sleep by the river.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I want to do that, but it might hurt. No, I'm just kidding.
By the river?
Yeah, just so you guys have to take me on another trip soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Penny rode with us to Temecula from Vegas. So I mean that was a good trip for you.
Fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had a really, really good time.
It was
Yeah.
a good ride. We had pretty solid group. I mean, was there 20 of us?
Yeah, about
girls?
20 of us girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The house was full. I know that. We were all fed really well.
Oh yeah, shout out
we were.
Michelle.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely to Michelle. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sat in the hot tub and had some cocktails.
That
and,
Yeah.
sunset.
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you
definitely.
done many long trips on the FXR?
Just to Sturgis and back.
Just a Sturgis.
I know, but I mean, you guys have explored so many areas, and
Yeah, but I mean, I think my worst ride was on a Sportster. So that's when I started. I was doing cross country on the Sportster.
wow,
But like, you know, going on an FXR, I mean, that's another experience. That's fun.
definitely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and I definitely want to do more now. And it's funny because Derek and I were already. I was told that I might not be able to have kids back in the day. I'm like, that's okay because I found motorcycles.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna frickin' ride and we're gonna have fun because we especially traveling, we get along so well. And then just when my mind is set, yeah, we're gonna ride and we're gonna go to Canada. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Oh, you're pregnant, So,
But it's cool because now you can do that with Derek. That's super rad.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm stoked that it took him till he was 19 to decide that he wanted to ride. And I was okay with that. I wasn't going to push it on him. It's definitely not something you want to push on anybody.
Anyone.
Right. And when he decided to ride, I'm like, cool. And then, I don't know, I think I told you the first day he actually got his bike through this one that kind of hooked him up with a contact, and he got an enduro. And first time I rode with him, I cried because I'm like, holy crap! I rode with him here for 8 months, and now he's right by my side. That was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I love that.
That would be definitely a perk of having a child.
Yeah, like
is.
I got this really special experience to take a picture and ride alongside Brandy and her dad, and it was like the coolest moment because you hadn't done that before, had you?
Never ever. I mean, I rode with my dad once. I'd gone to New Mexico, and I was like, I want to ride motorcycles. He was like, well, let's go clean up a couple of them and take them out. And I was like, what? I was like, you're going to let me ride one of your motorcycles? Like your dad letting you ride a motorcycle? That's kind of a big thing. My dad's
It is
crazy, wild. And if you watch his dad, sorry, you are.
So that explains things back. No, I'm just
Right?
kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm like my mama.
I don't believe it.
But it was very cool. That was, and it was
great.
neat because the picture that Kristen got of us, I'm never ever gonna forget that moment.
Oh,
That
I
was
bet.
amazing.
Cherish it. Cherish it. Yeah, that's awesome.
And who knows? My dad's a little bit older. I might not ever get that opportunity again. So
Yeah.
whenever we were riding, it was extra special because you just never know. Life is really short. We can't predict what's gonna happen.
for
Yeah.
damn sure.
So
That's for damn sure. So, speaking of pictures while you're riding, if you guys were to give anybody any advice as to how to do that,
The tables have turned. She's interviewing us.
I know I'm
not about
interviewing you
us.
guys, right?
That's awesome. I love it.
Because you know what? It really sucks. I have no pictures of me riding with Derek on the back.
Yeah.
I don't have any, obviously, back then. We didn't have phone cameras when I was pregnant. And now it's on my FXR, I have a freak mount here. Mm-hmm. But if you were to give anybody advice as to,
yikes!
anybody,
Law enforcement's coming after
I know
us.
they're definitely coming after
you
us.
guys are so good at it.
It's not safe.
No, I
Definitely,
know,
you should be
I
like
know.
paying attention to riding. So I don't recommend it. But if you're gonna do it, like, and if you're riding in like a pack of bikes, like I always try to put my my leg out and signal, get out of the pack, go down the side. I try to get ahead of everybody. Then I pull my camera out and I shoot that way.
Gotcha.
Kristen's pretty similar too. Like
Yeah.
she just makes sure she's safe and out of the way. And like even if we know like we're good, like the people that are in the pack might not think, they might freak out and
Right.
hit brakes or something. And so I always just try to get away from the pack and get ahead and then pull my camera out because I really shouldn't be doing that.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
she has a case with like a little hand strap, or she had one
Yeah.
with a hand strap that was really useful, so it didn't like fall out of her hand.
That's
Me, I mean, like sometimes I'll have my camera on me, like I have
I
a
love that she
scratch
does
on my
that.
gas tank from it because I just let it hang there with my big ass lens. But that's, I mean, you got to make sure all the settings are right. I shoot in manual, so it's kind of a little bit harder, I guess. But the biggest thing is like you have to be comfortable already on the bike.
For sure.
And you can't ease that comfort either. Like you need to make sure you're paying attention to everything. So most of the time I'll just like have a fast shutter and just hold it down and like keep shooting stuff until I get one that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the phone it's a lot easier. But I mean if you're not comfortable doing that stuff and I don't typically recommend it, but just throw
Yeah.
a GoPro, like a 360 on your handlebars.
Exactly.
And then that's super easy to capture content, or like on your helmet. There's so many different mounts that you can do.
Yeah.
And it's just as good, if
Yeah.
not better.
Yeah.
I have the Clockworks like IO mount too on my bars.
Yeah.
And that's helpful. Like sometimes I can just hit that button. I know when you shoot like the other way, like going to like the road,
Yeah.
the vibration can mess up your phone because
Yeah.
I've done that. But
Yeah. And that's a good
I'd
phone
rather-
mount.
Yeah, it's
The
a really
Clockworks,
good-
yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. I that's my favorite one that I've used.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I started using 360. Well, Main Street Moto uses 360 cameras. They're pretty badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tara's got some really neat cameras. Like, we were
Yeah.
at an event and she pulled out like this little tiny little thing, and I was like, "What is that?"
I
She's
know.
like, "It's a camera." That's who
Yeah.
we need to interview too. Is
Oh,
Tara?
yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Tara's dad.
She's so creative, and so it's Tara from Main Street Moto. She's got a really creative mind, and some of the videography that you're going to see that she's got in the works right now is pretty badass. So,
That's so
keep your
awesome.
eyes open for
And
that.
she's been doing it for a long time too. She's been one that's, I would say, probably paved the way for women. I don't think she's much older than me.
No,
yeah, but
not
I feel
at
like
all.
still like she did it a lot earlier than I did in life. So that's cool.
In regards to videography.
Riding,
Yeah.
riding,
Oh,
just
riding
motorcycles.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like in a sidecar with her dad when she was just this high. I mean, she's been riding for a long time.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many amazing women and rad women that I like. I told Kristen when we started this, I was like, I want to capture those ones that aren't always on social media and talking about themselves. It's the ones like you that don't talk about yourselves that have some freaking amazing stories.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. I'm not good at social media, as you guys know.
I know, she's so
That's-
cute. She texts me this morning or calls me this morning and she's like, help.
I know. I'm like Lucky Penny marketing minus the social media.
But we should talk about that a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like how marketing has changed. Like when you started in publication, I mean, that's how everybody got their
God.
news, got everything. And now like it's social media and it's ever changing. And even though we do it so much, it's still like hard to like get the lingo of it and figure everything out. Like it's ever changing.
I'm gonna be bad in the sense of saying that social media really has ruined the excitement of good media. In regards to magazines, like you couldn't wait till that next issue came out, and I think that's what I miss about it is the excitement,
Yeah.
that if somebody had a bike feature or, an enthusiast that wanted to read up because there was a teaser in the previous issue that there was going to be an article on this, there was the excitement. I mean, yes, there's the cool convenience of you can just get on there now and read about whatever you want to read about and see what you want to see. But like for me, when things started popping up here, magazines were like, oh, but you got to promise that you can't put that online because it's going to be coming out in the next issue.
Yeah.
So that transition period was kind of difficult. But I liked the excitement of, oh my God, I can't wait till the March issue comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have it in your hand and, you know, pass it on to a friend or hoard it and keep it like I used to.
Yeah.
That is true. Like my dad has Easy Riders. Like my dad was on the cover of Easy Rider back in the day.
Nice.
And he's got like a few of them, but I'm like, damn, I wish I had one of those, you know. But he only I think he put like one away and it's his. Like,
Talk to Tara.
yeah.
She blew my mind the other day. We're like cleaning shop for this industry party we're going to have next week. And she, oh, did I ever show you these? And I'm like, oh my God, these magazines. Like, I had goosebumps. Motorcyclist from way back in the day. Easy Riders from way back in the day. I'm like, dude, I've been working with you for 8 months and you're just pulling these out now, you know?
Yeah.
But that's how much I love print.
I was actually in a magazine once.
Yeah.
Urban Bagger with Dave
Oh,
Withrow.
with Dave Withrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember like taking photos, like we went and did the shoot or whatever, and I was so pumped. He was like, when I get them edited, I'll send you a few. He's like, but you can't post them because you have to wait till the magazine comes out. And I was like, what? And when I got them, I was like, damn, that's dope. But I didn't
Right.
post them. And back then, I mean, social media wasn't like real big. I think it was like I just got on like Instagram. I think it was. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I was
And
excited.
wasn't it exciting?
It was very exciting.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
neat. And then like the way that like they worded everything, like there was so much like they talked about, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you have that much to talk about?
Yeah,
now?
because we're used to now just small amounts of content, you know, and they just, you know, the page, you know, 2, 3, you had a 3 or 4 page bike feature. You were like the shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel so cool. And then they sent me like
Yeah.
this huge plaque with like all of the magazine like cover or like the spread.
Yeah.
And it was so neat. It was like getting an award. I felt so special.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel 1,000 times more cool when something's published than if
yeah.
something's online. Even today, I'm just like, oh my God, this is a tangible thing that will live on forever.
And-
Whereas
I hope it makes a comeback.
I think
Like
it will.
vinyl records, you know. I hope that print makes. Oh, yay!
We brought some Easy
nice,
Riders.
nice.
We brought some Motorcycle Man.
See,
got George
telling ya. It needs magazines need to make a comeback like
Yeah,
that. You know,
I have some magazines back there that I thought were pretty special. A lot of our friends are in these. Like you have the Ives brothers in here, Becky Goebel's in there with her build. There's all sorts of people in these Hog magazines.
That's
I've got
cool.
I've got Sideburn in there, Meta, all sorts of different magazines
Nice.
that are still relevant. And I
I
think
should have brought some of my magazines
Yes.
from back in the day.
Yes.
That's cool.
That would have been
We'll have
cool.
to
Some
post them up,
publications.
yeah.
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 I'm starting to read it here.
I want to
That's
know,
cool.
Penny, who are your influences?
Wow. So there's a woman in the motorcycle industry that everybody knows that's super amazing. Her name is Marilyn Stemp.
Yes.
She doesn't ride currently, you know, but her and her husband, Dennis Stemp, started Ironworks magazine. And I would see her out in the industry taking pictures, you know, interviewing people. And she is like the most genuine woman you will ever meet. Like, she is the sweetheart of the industry.
Oh, yeah.
She's a hard worker. She's honest. She says it like it is. Her articles are spot on. She's a wealth of information. You ever want to learn anything, you hang out with that lady for a little bit.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
She was definitely my inspiration in the industry, you know, to become that authentic person and, you know, stay true. And you know, she's just really an amazing woman.
I love that.
But, yeah.
That's where you must have got it from. That's you to a T.
Oh, thank you. She's just, you know, really, she was, you know, she doesn't even know it. I mean, well, she probably does know. You know it, Marilyn. Don't you? You know it. But, you know, is in regards to riding. Do you guys know Jamie Elvidge?
I don't think so.
Wait. Yes, I do.
Yes.
She rode an antique from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast this year on the Route 66 all
did
ladies
she?
run.
She did?
I'm pretty sure Jamie, what was her last
Elvidge?
I'm pretty sure that's who that was. I'm
She-
thinking.
She used to write for multiple titles.
Did she ride?
Oh, God, yeah.
Did she ride antiques? Like the older bikes? Like
I don't think that's her.
okay, then maybe I've got the wrong Jamie.
Yeah, it might be I think you are thinking of somebody else. But Jamie used to work for a lot of the publications, and I met her at Peterson. And I actually just let her know, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, how much she inspired me, because I would go into her office at Peterson and have conversations with her about riding when I first started riding. And it was just a couple times. But she was like, one of those women that just rode all the time, and you didn't, there was none of that, remember, but I'd see her coming back and forth. And so she was a huge inspiration.
That's so cool.
Yeah. She was very amazing.
What do you think the percentile of women riding was when you started riding?
I would say, if I remember correctly, I would get MIC reports when I worked on hot rod bikes. And I think back then it was like 8%, and it might have gone up to like 13% at one point. What is it right now? I don't even know what it is.
I want to say it's in the 20s.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was like 8% when I was riding, when I first started riding.
I think we have homework to do because
I
I think
think we
it was
do.
less than that, Penny, honestly.
It might have
Because I feel
been.
like...
Lainey has that patch that says 14%. What year was that from?
That was... when did we get those?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say like 5 years ago, at least.
So it can't be.
Wow.
There was
Yeah.
no
So it had to
way
be
it
less
was
than
less
8%.
that.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That
Yay.
is super
I'm
interesting.
definitely interested because I know that like at the dealership every day there's like a girl in there either sitting. Every time I walk on the showroom floor, there's either a girl like sitting on a motorcycle or sitting at a table ready to be like get rode up or whatever, or in the service department like pulling into and I'm like, this is crazy because even like when I started riding in Vegas. I would literally like go around and look for bikes that look like girls' bikes, and I just kind of hang around and see if somebody like showed up, and then I was like, "Yo, hi, I'm Brandy."
And then you show up on this big ass purple bagger.
That was my second bike. My first one
was
was a
it?
deluxe,
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Right on. Right.
so
on.
it wasn't that big, but it wasn't the typical girl bike, and I
Right.
got called a boy a lot.
Yeah. Right. It's funny. I think the biggest comment that I get on an FXR, even to this day, which is ridiculous. Oh, nice Sportster.
Oh, yeah. Nobody knows.
You just don't know the difference. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
That's an FXR, babe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They're learning slowly but surely. That's actually a project that we have for Daughters of the Road. I'm building these FXRs. One's an FXRS.
Nice.
And completely front to back remodel.
Nice.
How many were bought?
I bought 3, but I just sold 1, so I'm down to 2. I've got one in Florida that I need to bring up here, but yeah, I have a problem.
Nice.
When there's a good deal, I just can't say no. It's hard. Yeah,
that's
those are
awesome.
legendary bikes. So
Even if it's not, Kristen's got the money in the bank. She'd be like, I need that.
So funny. And and this is no diss to my kid, I promise, Derek. But if I did not have a child, I'm sure that I would own multiple FXRs.
oh yeah,
FXRT. I'm
Oh,
dying
yeah.
to have an FXRT.
Yeah.
oh
I really
shoot.
need to.
There's one for sale, or it was for sale in Pensacola. It was like 8,500 and like mint condition, and I was like, how do I make this happen? And I just bought the FXRP down there, and I was like, all right, Kristen, be realistic. Don't do it. Don't do it. I need like, I don't know that. That's why I can't do the whole family thing, or I don't know. I've got priorities in motorcycles.
Too many adventures. Like
Yeah.
our lives, like
Yeah.
we look forward to like the weekend, even if it's like 24 hours and we're like, yo, you think we could squeeze this in? Like, let's go out to Death Valley and find a hole to sleep in.
Oh yeah.
And folks, I'm going to tell you right now. It's not like exaggeration. These guys do what you see on their social media.
Oh, yeah.
I know it firsthand.
Yeah, we're constantly looking for the next adventure.
Yes,
and for
you
real,
are.
we will squeeze every minute we can out of these things and pack the days.
Yes.
Like, we're weekend warriors to, like, the most extent. We are an army.
Not wrong. It is,
No.
And it's so funny because, like, I will take the Wednesday, Thursdays off or, like, figure it out so that we could squeeze something in, whether it be a little quick dirt bike put out to the mountain or something. And I'm supposed to be off on Sunday, Mondays.
Right.
But I'm like, let's see how many hours I can work in a day so that I can be able to figure this out because we love to adventure. Like, that fuels our fire.
Yeah,
Like, just
that's
keeps us
awesome.
going.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's my partner in crime.
That's good. That's good.
I'd be like-
I live through you guys on your social media.
But we're always open to, like, having others. Like,
Yeah.
whenever you have an off weekend, I guarantee you we're doing something nuts.
So do you remember the what is it called? The video deal that we were gonna do? God, what do you call that? I'm sorry. My mind is blank. Video series, whatever. And it was your generation and my generation.
Oh, yes.
And like she inspires the hell out of me to ride more, and she says that, you know, I've been an inspiration to her within the industry and to do a docu-series.
Yes.
I don't know why I couldn't think of it.
I love it.
But now it's like 3 because Kristen's 10 years younger than I am.
That's good.
Yeah. So
Oh, God, I'm another generation.
she's like a whole nother. Yeah,
Right.
you are a third decade.
That's awesome.
But it's neat. Like our first podcast, and it's generations. Like
Yeah,
Penny like paved
that's
the way,
super
and
cool.
then here I am, and
Yeah.
Kristen. But I mean, Kristen, you started doing it very young, so
Yeah.
you were doing
Yeah,
it at the same
you
time
did.
I was doing it. But I'm a lot older than you, so
And
win.
I didn't, let's see, how, oh, never mind. I don't want to do the math on the air. How old I was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to new riders then? Like the new generation coming up, or just somebody that's getting on their bike for the first time at, I don't know, 30, 20, whoever.
Practice. Like when I first started riding, I took the course, right? And I would get up at 5 a.m. It was so cool. And ride through like Beverly Hills. And nobody was up. Of course, you know, in Hollywood especially. And then I would do Laurel Canyon. And then I'd do Mulholland. But I'd always do it really early in the morning. Get out there and practice. And whatever you do, don't ride beyond your ability. Don't let anybody push you into, you know, if you're on a ride with somebody and they're riding too fast or whatever, just hang back. Do your thing, you know, and definitely take the course. I mean, that's a given. You'd be stupid if you didn't.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Really, seriously. When I worked at Bartell's, you know how many people I sent to that course? It was the CHP that put it on back in the day. The guy calls me, he's like, man, I should just pay you commission. He's like, everybody that comes to the class says, Penny sent me. It's like, but that's how much I believe in that course is, you know. I told my son he couldn't, if you don't take the course, you don't live here.
Yeah.
You know, you have to take that course.
YouTube has a lot of great tips, but it's not a riding academy course like that. Everybody's like, "Oh, I watched YouTube." I'm like, "No, YouTube's
No,
great,
no.
but go
Yeah.
and take a class, do hands-on, like build a motorcycle, and
just
practice.
some of the you know, looking into the curve, you know, when you're riding, look where you want to go. That's the hugest thing you can learn riding a motorcycle. You know, you see a piece of wood on the ground, you're going to hit the wood if you keep looking at it. Yeah. You know, you gotta look where you want to go, and you know, it's just huge in the course too. I know that's just a small part of it, but it's really a big part of it. It can save your life.
Yeah. Shout out to Brandy. She's a certified riding instructor.
Yes, she is.
Red Rock Harley. What's up?
heck yeah,
She'll put you on the jump start, make you get
Yeah.
familiar with that
I always
motorcycle.
recommend that first thing. Like
Yeah.
when anybody takes a class, like we have it at the dealership. Even if you're like thinking about it in the future, come by the dealership. Anybody can help you. Just see the front desk and say, "Hey, can I try this motorcycle stuff?" And we'll put you on the jump start at Red Rock Harley and get you on your.
I saw that. That's a pretty cool thing, man.
It is
They didn't
cool.
have that when I started riding.
Yeah. So let's take a step back. The jump start is a motorcycle that's stationary. It's wheel chalked in, and it has a drum on the back so that you actually do activate that rear wheel. You can shift through the gears. You can get it up to speed. You really learn the clutch, the braking, all that.
Friction
the
zone.
friction zone, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have somebody right there with you. You're not going anywhere. And it's just a real safe space to really get to know the ergonomics of the motorcycle and put it into practice. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to start.
Yep.
And you guys are so proactive in regards to new riders and just educating people and embracing new riders, which is through Sin City Moto Girls. I mean, I think it's an amazing thing. Yeah, because they feel confident. They feel comfortable, you know?
That was the whole purpose behind that. Like when we started that, it was to be welcoming, a positive experience. And, you know, it's girls, so things can get a little catty at times. But for the most part, I'm really proud of that platform because it manages itself. It does its own thing. It's not about one individual person. It's about a community.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's just a community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sin City Moto Girls has a Facebook group. There's tons of events that go on. Like you try to do like once a month, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to try to start doing them once a month, at least just even a meetup if we can't get out like on a ride together. But we did a New Year's Day ride. I haven't planned anything for this month. This month has kind of been crazy.
Yeah.
Mama T, she's one of the women that helps run the Sin City Moto Girls. She lost her son.
Yeah.
So, we all just got together and trying to help to make her feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm so grateful for that community because, wow, we had a last minute fundraiser at the dealership and it was intense. There was so many people in the community that all came together and I was just like in awe and like, it was crazy.
Oh, it was
so
beautiful.
Amazing.
And it was good to see her actually smile and be able to smile because she was surrounded, her and her husband were surrounded with love, from everybody in the community.
And she is love. That woman,
She is.
she'll grab you by the arms and just pull you right in. And even if she's like doesn't agree with something, she just says, "Okay, that is what it is," and she just keeps going. She's the powerhouse.
mama.
She is the mama.
Yeah, she is. She is. Yeah.
My mom's really far away. She's out in Texas, so Teresa is does not replace my mom at all. My mom means the world to me, but I'm very grateful to have her here and able to have that relationship with her.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Definitely.
For
So
sure.
speaking on events, Penny, what do you have coming up and what do you see? These are two separate questions. So what do you have coming up and then where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
You didn't ask me that in the thing earlier, so
Shoot from the hip.
right. Exactly.
New year, new me.
Right. In regards to events, I'm going to be traveling a little with V-Twin Visionary, which is really cool because it puts me back on the media side, in the industry where I came from and dealing with, a lot of different companies throughout the industry is super cool. So I'll be going to, Daytona Bike Week. I'll be going to, oh my God, my mind is blank. I'm going to be going to King of the Baggers in Austin, working with them in Sturgis, obviously. I don't know, they have me scheduled for like 2 or 3 more events than that. So that's cool. And then still working with Bagger Racing League in regards to helping them with their sponsorships. So I'll probably go to their race in Willow Springs.
Cool.
I know, King of the Baggers and BRL, right?
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
And then what else? I think that's really it in regards to events. And where do I see myself in 10 years retired?
5 to 10
Riding
years.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
5 years, I'm hoping that Lucky Penny Marketing is still doing what it's doing right now, and that's just being proactive in the industry and helping companies, brand exposure and just, helping them grow. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. Do you have anybody working with you or do you ever see yourself employing people?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Just me.
No.
No, just me. No.
And if you've ever worked with Penny, you know why. Because Penny's she's great. Like I've had help with events at the dealership, and I've been
and the
very
brawl.
grateful.
I'll be working on the brawl this year.
Yeah.
Brawl, and you're going to help with some other events.
The Mardi Gras event and whatever else you want me to help with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up.
And it's not like, sure, if I progress enough to where I need some help, I'll outsource it or whatever. But really, I don't want it to be this big, huge thing.
Yeah.
I just want to use my experience to help companies how I can. And I know maybe I shouldn't promote it as a company, Lucky Penny Marketing, because it's just me. But
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I like having that brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So tying into events, we definitely want to thank Red Rock Harley for sponsoring our first episode. Brandy is the marketing manager over at Red Rock Harley. And what events do we have coming up?
We have our new model reveal coming up next Saturday, the 28th, from 11 to 2. It's going to be really fun. I'm excited because we're bringing back some things that we used to do pre-COVID. So COVID was a major thing for the dealership. We stopped a lot of things, poker runs, all that stuff, just because it required us touching tokens and stuff. So we're bringing back some things that the dealership used to do. So if you've ever seen a show for a new model reveal party, pre-2020, we're bringing back some of those things. So, we've got that coming up. And then we have the Chili Buns Run. So we have the link in our bio on Instagram at Red Rock Harley. That's coming up on February 3rd.
And it is on your website, I noticed.
It is on our website. I hope
in
it's
your
everywhere.
calendar.
Sponsored ads, all the things. We've actually had a really good response already. We've got, I think, almost 100 pre-registered.
Right.
So it's going to be a good event.
Well,
Great
it was right after, post-COVID. I don't know what event. It was your first event after COVID. You guys had 500 and some motorcycles, right?
Yeah, that one was nuts. I think we were over 600 that year.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
People
but it
wanted
was
to
so
get out.
fun. It was so neat. I love, that's my favorite thing about marketing, right? Is we create these events and these experiences for people, and watching them come in the dealership and be happy and excited and shopping, and it's cool. It's neat to watch it unfold. That's my favorite part. It's grind, unfold.
Yeah. Yes. It's true.
Yeah, I feel like she's a master at definitely putting these events together.
Absolutely.
You too. Yeah.
She's
you guys
amazing.
Y'all work really well together, and it's really exciting to see the community come together, because a lot of motorcycle communities are very divided, and I feel like here in Las Vegas it's just a big old family. Obviously there's some clubs and stuff that they don't like each other, but at the same time coming to Red Rock Harley's events it's really fun. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, even when I wasn't at the dealership, I was there.
Yeah.
So
I just reeled her in. I was like, she's ours.
yeah.
Come on, Kristen. We need your help.
Definitely.
But yeah, so Penny, we really want to say thank you for coming on our first podcast. It really means a lot to us. It's an honor. And we really look up to you. And we hope that, this can teach a lot of people about just looking outside of Instagram and kind of seeing the worth and the value in people like you, and reaching out to them if they can,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's an honor to be on the show. Thank you. It means a lot that I'm the first one.
Yes, it means a lot to us.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you guys can follow along Daughters of the Road on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We have a lot of different avenues we're trying to get in, but the full thing, if you're watching live, is going to be on YouTube, and then there's going to be clips on every other social media network. But if you're following along right now, we really appreciate you guys. It means the world to us. This is a great venture that we're really excited to get into. And we're lucky to have you guys along.
And thank you, Sticky Paw Studio. I'm stoked to be in this space.
Yeah.
Chase, thank you.
Thank you for coming here. I appreciate it a lot.
And listen to that voice. You should be on the radio.
I get that a lot.
I bet.
Yeah, so we're really grateful for this adventure. And yeah, there's plenty of exciting things to come along with it, including all of you guys. So yeah.
I'm
Thank you for
proud of
tuning
you
in.
guys. I am. I'm proud of you guys. This is amazing. It really is. And it's going to go far, I can tell. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I